Gentlemen of the crypto space. We're live on a Friday, 11:34. I am 4 minutes late. This has never happened to me before. But it's Friday, November 6th. So let's rock and roll and see what's going on. Because if anyone's going to figure it out, we're going to figure it out. Let's do it together. Today's episode, as always, is sponsored by Change Angel, not custodial swap exchange for social good. Stop depositing on exchanges. So I'm gonna bring up the main screen and I'll be like, what am I doing? Here, look, stop. I'm saying stop depositing on exchanges, and I got Bittrex up here. So some assets, you have to. Like this is a Vercoin. I'm gonna get rid of a couple of Vercoins that I got lingering around since 2017. I'm trying to uh, accumulate a bit of a USDN LP position. Some serious gains they're throwing around 70-ish percent with 3 and change percent of the APY and the core position itself. So that's something that I have on my mind. But today's topic is alts rip to the upside of 24-hour gainers. Main screen, let's take a peek real quick. Check it out, check it out. Watch this. Boom! Nope, nope, there it is. Here it is. Boom! They're ripping to the upside, ripping. So this is what March, May, June, July, August really looked like. It was the whole thing. Just every day was 12 to 30% rip, rip, rip. You had stuff in the 60s. You just had massive gains. Back to back, day in, day out. But this is absolutely incredible to see. Look at this. Look at Ren with a 15% rip to the upside. I got Ren over here. Chart looks good. Broke back into the large, massive symmetric triangle formation. Let's mute that bad boy. Check this out. So this red line, we fell down below it for a period of time. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's zoom out real quick on the daily. So we fell below it, which had everyone nervous because this was going down to the orange line, which is a previous support, was a fair amount to the downside. Let me go over here to price. We broke down there, we were talking about 20, almost 30% to the downside. That's the no bueno zone, as George Gammon would say better than me. That's stiff drink time. It's 27, 28% rip to the downside, but we ripped the big green candle to the upside, which is nice to see. Albeit, on the daily, we're not above the 200 EMA, but on the hourly, we are above the 200 EMA, and that's good to see. Looks like the 200 EMA has turned resistance into support, which leaves us open to a run for the 200 EMA in the 4-hour. As you can see, I have that lined up here, which gives us about another 18% to the upside from where we are, give or take. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to some nice bullish action for Ren for the first time in a while. Let's see who's in the stream. Lewis is in the stream. Always a pleasure. RR, my man Igor. Yes. Kel's in the house. Always from Norway. My man. Good stuff. Small world. Dave's in the house. LFG. That's right. Angelo. Yeah. David. Anyone you know about Wise Token? No, do not. Doesn't sound interesting at all. Gains don't interest me. What interests me is the story and narrative and how it fits into the big picture. I don't care if something's up 10,000%. You go for that pickle tokens and seal.finance or simpson.finance. Yeah, 5,000% APY. I don't care about gains. I care about the story, baby. Ear what's up? David, check it out. No, I don't do referral links, and I don't do big gains, and I don't do DeFi, finance, strategy, yield farming, waste of time type stuff. Thank you, my friend. I'm not. I'll Google it maybe, but I'm not that interested. The big picture right now is entirely on, frankly, Bitcoin. Bitcoin fits into the global financial macro narrative. I'll get back to that in a second. I want to finish who's in the room. Economic Ninja, I want to interview you. I'm happy to talk. I'm a decent master. I'm not a master. I have experience, but I'm happy to talk. So just ping me on Just ping me or somewhere, Twitter. Um, we'll figure it out. It's all good. I'm not available too much, but I'm more than happy to figure it out. Let's leave it at that for now. Dave says, guys, check out the Wise token. All right, you're killing me. Wise DeFi. Make me check it out. Wise DeFi token. Wise token. It's a staking project, my man. Yeah, you're gonna have huge gains. You want to? I'll show you huge gains. Oh no! No, for this reason, Wise token. No, a better hex? No, 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 no. Goodbye. Thank you. Might as well go for Pickle or Seal or Simpsons. Simpsons Finance. You want Pickle Finance? You want a couple 1,000% interest? A couple thousand. Or you want Simpsons? This thing has great graphics. Simpsons Finance, other than the fact that it's not loading at the moment, but it has some serious branding. No, man. Captain Weber's in the house. Always a pleasure. Will Bitcoin profits continue to move into alts, or do you think this is a full market bull run? I don't know. We're way too premature to know. What I know is I mean, this is a heck of a chart for Bitcoin. This is a serious symmetrical triangle going on at just below 16,000. I mean, we literally ripped like $2,000 in the last like 2 days. We haven't seen action like this since 2017. This is Bitcoin bullish action. Now, if I don't have the Bitcoin dominance chart up, so I think I think we're going to see Bitcoin. I think we're going to see it all run, predominantly because it's a place to park value, and the narrative is stronger than ever. Not just for Bitcoin as a treasury and a reserve asset, and as something that retains value and as hard money, um, but as the future of technology with regard to an alternative for the traditional financial system with Ethereum, DeFi, and the strong DeFi platforms. So I think just these narratives are ridiculously strong. And I think they're reaching critical mass. I think the good question to ask is, will Bitcoin outperform Ethereum? So I personally think Bitcoin will outperform Ethereum. There are good arguments to say that Ethereum could outperform Bitcoin. Ethereum is a global supercomputer that processes smart contracts, which are Turing complete pieces of software. That is a profound concept that changes everything. It takes the traditional financial system and says, it's garbage. It says the traditional financial system is garbage, guys. So that's huge. But I still think Bitcoin is going to outperform Ethereum because the global financial system is garbage. And what people are going to want to exit it. There's no yield. The search for yield is dead in the legacy financial system, and the search for yield is alive and well in the crypto space. So people are going to take their capital, and they can't move billions and billions of dollars into Ethereum. Ethereum has too high a transaction fees. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin has relatively high transaction fees. Historically, we've heard of that argument. But relative to the traditional financial system, it's dirt cheap. And it can handle tens of billions of dollars, whereas the market cap of Ethereum is much smaller. Very different use cases. Very different use cases. And that's the whole point. And that's okay. But this is the story that we're trying to tell. This is the story that people like Raoul Pal have told us. And that's the story that we try and understand and figure out what the next step is to how it unfolds. And that's a good word that Raul says all the time, the unfolding. How does this all unfold? So that's a long-winded answer, monologue to your question, Captain Weber. Will Bitcoin profits continue to move into alts? I think this is probably a full market bull run. I would lean towards Bitcoin outperforming Ethereum. But this, it's a speculative thing. In the end, I would be still risk off. Right. Here's a kicker. Here's something interesting. Check this out. 24-hour gainers. Let's sort. Sort by 24. Come on. Come on. This is not where you buy. You don't buy here. If I've taught you guys anything, this is not when you start buying this stuff. I mean, look at these rips to the upside. You got to look at the charts. You got to look at the charts. You can't just buy stuff without looking at a chart because you're going to buy it and it's going to go down. I mean, let's look at curve. I'll show you guys. This is probably the worst example, but I've told you guys how to do it. Look, and then I still got the little drawing up. You got to break through resistance, flip resistance into support, and rip a new higher high. So, like you'll see here, let's go back. You'll see an asset like Decentraland ripping 28% to the upside, Aave ripping 25%, RSR ripping 24%. But what you want to see, I want to see Curve rip 114% to the upside because that fits this story. Rip through a meaningful 200 EMA, turn it into support, and then print a higher high. So let's look at RSR. Let's take a look real quick because that's that hotness. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. See what's going on. So this is, oh goodness. What do you got? I mean, you do have, let's draw a trend. Bit of a trend. Do you want to go from all the way up here? I guess. I mean, that is a trend, but then you could also do the trends from over here. What you want to do is break one of these. So, I mean, you want to rip to the upside, a bounce, and then a bounce higher. You want to rip to the upside, a bounce, and then a bounce higher. And here's where you buy. And now, if it breaks down below a support, quick to sell. Picky, picky, picky to buy. You see, I'm going to buy after it moves up. Price range. I'll buy when it gets to here. And then that's a bet. Now I have my targets for my bets. Check this out. I'll buy when it gets to there. So I'll buy after a 30% rip to the upside. And then here I'll buy after a 66% rip to the upside. Where's the 200 EMAs? Here's a good example. So let's draw. So you want a 200 EMA. You got a rip and then a dip and a pop. And let's get the price on that. So look at this. It's moving. It's moving. All right, I'll buy after a 15% rip to the upside, but because bear in mind, it already broke through the 200 EMA, it bounced, it turned the resistance into support, and then it's moving up. So what this does by breaking through resistance and turning resistance to support, and then printing a higher high, it gives you good confidence that you're likely, more likely than less, to have continued price appreciation. Because if you start buying now, the odds are you're going to have some sort of retrace. Something doesn't go up without coming down a little bit. Even Bitcoin, look at this. Boom. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, look at that. We're 2.8% down. I mean, that's Bitcoin. But what do you think is going to happen when here, let's go back to RSR. If RSR could easily come back down, something like this. It just ripped 20%. It could easily do this, and then it's still bullish, and then print the higher high, and then a higher low, and then a higher high, and this would still be really bullish. So you don't buy here. You got to wait for confluence to have a good reason to suggest that the next step for the price action is going to be bullish continuation. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Well, Bitcoin, I finally got done with that question. David, it's not like that. I know, great story. Hex, all right. Hex. I'd rather the AMMs where the yield comes from transaction fees, or Aave where the yield comes from interest payments. Those are the only. I'm not too interested in inflation derived yield, even if the asset has a highly incentivized supply disruption mechanism, which is exactly what Hex is. Hex is an inflation derived yield with incentivized supply disruption mechanic. It's just not of interest to me. Dave Millett, unwise token. Yeah, I don't like to be critical, but every asset has its, you know. All right, maybe I am a little critical. I just watch the inflationary assets. I listen. Uh, um, all of Cosmos assets, the Cosmos hubs, are inflationary. All proof of stake is inflationary. So Ethereum 2.0 is inflationary. So the thing is, they're contemplating a way mechanisms to create burn and supply disruption, which can overwhelm the inflationary aspect with the deflationary pressure, which is exactly what Synthetics does. Synthetics is the most successful asset that does this because it's inflationary, there's increasing supply, but the incentive to lock supply and stake it for yield is so great that basically just a huge percentage of the asset is locked. And that disrupts supply meaningfully and creates an effective deflationary pressure. That's the name of the game. Did you buy the just nibble, my man? Did you? Woo! It's the name of the game. David says, Wise is redefining DeFi. I don't know about redefining something that's brand new. DeFi is kind of brand new. Uh, Adam says, "Did you buy Captain Weber? When are you going to start a paid?" No, I'm happy to do it on the stream. Listen, I do my stream. That's all I'm doing. I get the super chat going when I get to 1,000 subscribers, and then folks can do whatever they want. Throw a couple of tips here and there, whatever's clever. But this is exactly where we need to do it. This is where I want to do it. I have a little bit of time during the day. At second I get off this phone call at 12 o'clock, I'm running to do meetings with the company I work for, and I'm swamped. And I got the two kids running around outside, so I got 30 minutes a day to have fun with you guys and talk shop about what's going on in the real world, because it's definitely not the legacy financial system that I'm interested in. I mean, I have my equities, and they're boring as shit. This is exciting stuff, man. Look, you don't have a beautiful, ridiculous symmetric triangle after a massive rip to the upside. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Inverse head and shoulders, symmetric triangle, large symmetric triangle. I mean, it's not huge because it's on the 15-minute chart, but it's large. And it's really conformative with a very well-shaped trend. And this thing's going to rip. Bitcoin's about to redefine where people store value to preserve it. It's absolutely. Look at this chart. Look at these. Look at the resistance and support, and the symmetric triangle. This is a gorgeous. This is an absolutely stunning chart. This is stunning right here. I'm floored with the bullish confluence that's going on in Bitcoin right now. It's not. Where's Ren? I mean, Ren is looking like it's regaining strength. Albeit we are above 200. This is not. This is a bullish move right here, but this is weakness. This is a huge amount of weakness back here. Everything all the way up there this is all weakness. So it's not like this where this is strength. And then you have strength, bullish, 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 and then this is going to rip to the upside and rip right past 16,000 because it's so easy to get to 17,000 from here. There's basically nothing between here and 17,000. We've only been at 17,000 for like 2 minutes. So this thing is so going from here right up to 17,000 and right up to all-time high and then right up to price discovery. Maybe not right up, but you guys know what I'm saying. It's going to 17,000. We're so close to 17,000. It's gonna happen quicker than folks think. Dave says no. We are not risk on. Picky to buy, quick to sell, which means just because you see something hot walking down the street doesn't mean you run to it right away. You know what I'm saying? You don't run to it right away. So, we go over here to the 24-hour chart, and these hot stocks are walking down the street. No, 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 no. You don't run to it right away. Don't say it's risk on. You got to make sure that this stuff is okay to touch. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. So, confluence, and that's what confluence is. So, as the days go on, and if I see the 24-hour chart continue to look like this, I will start to look at individual assets. Now, I don't think I'm going to reallocate Bitcoin value to any asset other than even in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is already going to produce asymmetrical returns. We know that, and it fits into the global financial system, the macro narrative, as Raul says. Whereas these assets do not. These assets are speculative that they will disrupt legacy financial products and services and companies. I mean, Aave has a license in the UK to sell mortgages. Synthetics is positioned to disrupt NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange in the coming years, but the technology is there, except Ethereum's too slow. But Synthetics is working on the L2 solution. And who knows where Ethereum 2.0 will provide functionality wise with regard to performance and efficiency and transaction costs, so on and so forth. And reserve rights, we all know what the argument is for RSR, and they're targeting like Argentina and Venezuela and countries where inflation is destroying the local fiat. So there's something very honorable about RSR. REN is the interop solution from heaven. It's not even an interop solution, it's just a decentralized data storage platform, which works wonderfully as an interop solution when baked into Web3 applications. So I mean, look at it. It's good to see. And Band is obviously Link competition. Link is great. Link is a wonderful product, and it's going to change a lot. But there has to be competition. There's always competition. There's always a number one, and always a number two. Always remember that. What is number one? Uniswap. What is number two? Curve. It's a duopoly. It's the way human psychology works. And what else? Going down this list, I think Thorchain will probably catch up in the coming months or years. They have to get their chain up and running. They have to distance themselves from all that mess they made with Binance. Any coin that really ties themselves too much to Binance really has to. They will have to work really hard to separate themselves from it. Cardano, nothing. I wouldn't even look at it until they actually have smart contracts. That's just me. Once they have smart contracts and we start to see developers build on it and potentially, TVL, transaction value locked, total value locked, actual like money on the platform, cool. And we'll see how well Cardano competes with Polkadot and Cosmos. And then we could assess how well it's doing. So, I look forward to it. It's not ready for prime time at all. In fact, it's not even a platform right now. Kyber, you guys know my narrative on Kyber. It's what probably an asset with the best fundamental monetary properties in the entire crypto space. It just has not done very well price action wise. Just reminds me of Bancor. Bancor deserves much more attention than it gets, just like Kyber. Zero X has more attention than Kyber right now. It's much more market cap. But Kyber is deflationary and has incentivized supply disruption. Has a burn. Oh, come on. That's massive. That is a massive double deflationary pressure. The burn component is deflationary pressure and the incentivized supply disruption. But the price action isn't there. So you can have a wonderful macro narrative. But if the price action doesn't support taking a position, you can't take a position. And obviously, I'm speaking just off the top of my head. I haven't looked at the data, haven't looked at the charts. But what else? What else? Anything good? Anything good? Hello, Digibyte. Old bread and butter. Ocean Protocol. Uniswap. That's about it. Slowing down 7%. Loopring. Loopring could potentially be fire, guys. Fire. ZK rollups and in their AMM. Oh, and they have a trading platform, and they have a payment solution. Loopring is something to keep an eye on. I myself have a small position. It's kind of a set and forget bet. I think I was up like 500%. I sold at 500% from May to August. I was up 400 or 500%. I liquidated September when I told everyone to go risk off. Boom! Beautiful asset. What else we got? Thank you for your time and wisdom. Always a pleasure, Heirloom. Richard, my man. Emma says, Bitcoin dominance chart and DXY look favorable for alts if Bitcoin consolidates a bit. I don't think Bitcoin's going to consolidate. I think this thing's going to rip. And the DXY, I haven't looked at it. Here, let's take a look real quick. The thing is, though, for the vast majority of the year, crypto was historically inverse DXY. As the DXY goes down, equities and and crypto were bullish. Damn, this thing took a dip. Better said. That's a huge dip. When did it break through the 200 EMA and the 4 hour? Let's see how it is on the daily. Wait, all right. Listen, I mean, Raul is still dollar bull, and obviously Brent Johnson still dollar bull, and their argument is sound and logical. And what I would say is, it doesn't phase me. I'm gonna have my value in crypto, particularly in Bitcoin, either way, because I am not going to keep my value in dollars. I have a bias towards dollars, and that is a fundamental driver of my approach to portfolio management. And that's the bottom line. Adam, well, what about Digibyte? Let's take a look at Digibyte real quick and then we'll end the stream. DGB, BTC. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, risk off. You guys should have been. If when you punch through the 200 EMA to the downside, you got to risk off. Especially, oh my God, on the daily. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Oh, guys, this was an exit of position the second you breached the 200 EMA to the downside, especially on the weekly. I would have been out on the 30. So bear in mind that's from a trading perspective. I do have my permabec. I've had it for years, and it's not something that I'm interested really in trading. But this is not where you start to accumulate, guys. This is not where you start buying. Just because it's going down doesn't mean you're getting a deal. You want to know when you're getting a deal? When it goes like this. And when it goes like this, and you'll see these guppies turn gray. And then what'll happen? Oh, higher high, higher high, it'll boom. And it'll punch through the 200 EMA. And then, oh, this is not so, but, and then retest and rip higher. Ignore this. Ignore that. Oh, ignore this part right here. Don't look at that. So you punch through the 200 EMA, you back test, you turn resistance into support, and you rip higher. So here's your price target. You're right about here. I'd buy after a 50% rip to the upside. So you see, guys, you need confluence. You can't just buy on the way down. I mean, sure, there's the logic of a DCA, dollar cost averaging, but I don't want to do that. I want to buy when this shit's going up. I want to buy when this is going to rip to the upside, and the odds are it's going to keep ripping to the upside. That's what I want to buy, and that was what happened between March, April, May, June, July, August of this year. It was fire. It was confluence, bullish confluence after bullish confluence, and it was rip to the upside after rip to the upside. It just didn't stop, boys and girls. All right, 12:02 p.m. on a Friday, November 6th. As always, I thank everyone for joining me. Smack those thumbs up buttons. Tell everyone to subscribe. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. That'd be nice. And then I'll do all the charts you guys want. I'll chart all day long. Maybe I'll do 2 streams a day. But I thank everyone for joining. It's the best time of my day. And I'm going to see you guys Monday. And who knows, by the time we get around Monday, probably going to be at $16, $17, $18,000 Bitcoin. We'll see. Y'all have a safe weekend. Peace.